The Caribbean style.
Oh, that's why Crescent Isle is called Crescent Isle. It's shaped like a crescent.
Are you serious?
Welcome to the official, unofficial Sea of Thieves podcast, a podcast dedicated to Sea of Thieves and other rare games, but mainly Sea of Thieves. Today, we are continuing our discussion about Ramsey's story from the novel Athena's Fortune, because damn, we did not anticipate it for being this long. But hey, that's just more content for you guys. So, in the previous podcast, we gave you a summary of the story. We discussed the characters, some interesting plot points, and we went over certain lingering questions that got answered thanks to the novel. And we also discovered that the podcast was getting way too large for our own good. But hey, like I said before, the good news is that you will get more podcasts out of us. So, in this podcast, we are continuing where we left off. We will start with a location guide, visiting all the places from the novel, and we will speculate about future content hinted in the story. We will also open some messages in the bottle in which we answer questions from our own YouTube community at the end. And hey, look who's back, who's there to help me out.
It is me. UNIBALL.
All right.
Hello.
You sound tired, man.
I am, dude. I'm so tired.
Like we are recording this podcast straight after our previous podcast, and we've been recording for about 5 hours since we started talking today.
Yes.
So and we're still not done yet. So hey, please leave a like to show your appreciation because we can really use it. Anyways, let's waste no more time and let's dive straight into the location guide. If you're confused about what we're talking about, just listen to our previous podcast and it will all make sense. So yeah, location guide. Let's begin with the Devil's Shroud. You know what? Let's not talk about the Devil's Shroud because we talked about that in the previous podcast way too much. So let's talk about, again instead about Thieves Haven, because Thieves Haven is the first island discovered by Ramsey. So the first island discovered period in the Sea of Thieves. It's where they first arrive and where they have their first little hideout. So yeah, what could you tell us about Thieves Haven that you didn't know before?
Well, apparently they have a there's like a trap door somewhere that leads to
Yes.
where they hid everything. And back in the novel, Stitcher Jim and his crew plundered it on behalf of Rathbone's request. And where is this? Where is this hideout? This trap door? This
Again, this feels like something that could be implemented in Tall Tale. Like Shane could have left something behind in his hideout when he was tinkering. Maybe there's a forge downstairs, where he first built his cannons, or the skeleton keys or something like that. Maybe we'll find remains of the chains. Maybe we find some, hidden grog because apparently grog was sometimes more valuable than gold. So they hid that too, which I can understand. If you don't have the means to make grog, then yeah, you hide it, of course. You gotta make do. And yeah, they talk about this hatch that's somewhere. You have those kind of like streams on Thieves Haven. Apparently, somewhere around those streams there should be a hatch. I haven't found it. I have looked, I haven't found it. It seems like something they could do for a Tall Tale.
Yeah, they'll just add it. So like a lot of these islands are big, they're big 3D objects, and there's a lot of places where there's nothing in it. It's just a wall. Another example, Smuggler's Bay. So there's a lot of room. They have a lot of space already there that they could build something in there, or there could be stuff already built in there that just hasn't been released yet in the game.
Yeah, well, they change stuff all the time, right? So sometimes they add scaffolding, or there's suddenly a rowboat that where it wasn't before. So and you can see remains of the first camp they built in Thieves Haven, and I think it's safe to say that some of those remains are from the first time Ramsey built their first camp over there. So that's kind of cute that you can visit that history of the Sea of Thieves in the main game.
Yeah.
So, except, Hatch is nowhere to be seen as of yet. So, the next location is Crescent Isle. Crescent Isle was being referred to as a crescent-shaped island in the novel. So again, I've told in the previous podcast, they're very original with their names. Also, it was considered to become the base of Ramsey's operations originally. However, the tides messed up the caverns, so eventually they returned to Thieves Haven to make their base over there, which is interesting because you do see some remains in the caverns
You do.
on Crescent Island. Yeah, so do you think that those are the remains of that base they built?
I mean, I guess I would assume they are, but here's another question. I
Yeah.
really believe that scaffolding in that area on Crescent Isle was not in the game originally.
Yeah, that's a good point because developers, for people who don't know, they do it all the time. Every time a new update comes out, well, not every time, but they like to change things around, especially with building stuff. Like you know where Umbra is, like her location was built before, but not day one. It was just an island, and the month before Umbra was introduced, there was already a shop being built there. So that's, and they do it all the time.
Yeah.
And you could be right on Crescent Island.
I
How
really
sure
feel like
are
that
you
area.
of this?
I'm not totally sure, but like I'm pretty. I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty observant when I'm on the islands. But not only just the scaffolding, that section of the cave was like opened up. That's what I feel like.
Well, wasn't that dumb for that Tall Tale, The Art of the Trickster, since it could end on Crescent Isle?
Yeah.
Because you have been there on the Tall Tale, right?
Yeah.
All
That's
right. So do you think they changed it because of the Tall Tale?
during yeah. I think that was around the time I felt like I noticed it.
All right. All right. Well, interesting. Interesting. But otherwise, there's not that much to tell about Crescent Isle. Oh, one thing I do want to mention is not in the script, but I want to mention it since I'm a big Rare fanboy. Crescent Isle is also the name of a track in Diddy Kong Racing.
Oh, cool.
So hey, there you go. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but hey, that's a rare reference in the Sea of Thieves, and I love it. All right, so let's go to Smuggler's Bay. Anything you want to talk about that location?
Just that, in the book they talk about how the shroud can swallow it from time to time.
Yeah.
And then they originally were going to use that as well as a hideout, but because of the shroud.
True. Yeah, so that's interesting too, because the shroud, I feel like the shroud has calmed down over time. It's still very dangerous, but it's kind of settled where it is in the Sea of Thieves. The shroud opened up to the Devil's Roar, of course, but in the beginning, in the early days, it was still, it could swallow certain islands up, and then they reappeared again from the shroud, and Smuggler's Bay was one of those islands. So I'm kind of wondering how it settled down. I think mainly because I don't know, because it's more populated, and I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
It just feels like it's more quieter now, the shroud, and in the beginning, like it was more wild. So, but yeah, that's interesting to know that certain islands were not accessible in the early days because of that, and Smuggler's Bay was one of them. Apart from that, Smuggler's Bay doesn't have any role in the book. It only gets mentioned as a potential base.
Well, I think doesn't Stitcher Jim and his crew or somebody like chill there as well in the book?
Oh yeah, you're right. I think because Stitcher Jim, together with Rathbone, plan to plunder Thieves Haven and get all the riches from Renzi and his crew, and they could have been operating from Smuggler's Bay, which would make sense too, right? Because didn't that plunder take place later?
Yeah.
When the shroud was more settled?
Yeah, after they had already established their hideout.
Yeah, so lore-wise, it does make sense too. Yeah, you might be right. I do remember reading something like that. That Stitcher Jim was operating from there. Interesting either way. So Kraken's Fall, more specifically, somewhere close to Kraken's Fall, because they don't really set foot on Kraken's Fall, not as far as I can remember.
Yeah.
All the Krakens that are there were there since Ramsey visited it. So it's not done by pirates. It's happened before that time. And somewhere close to the island lies the Old Mother. And the Old Mother is, of course, the giant kraken.
Yeah, but
Anything
we don't
else you
know.
want to add to that?
No. I mean, we talked about it in length earlier of where it could
Mhm.
possibly be. So hopefully, maybe one day they will acknowledge or
Yeah,
introduce a new
because
place.
who decided on that name, Kraken's Fall? Was it, did the mermaids tell them that
No,
all the
because
krakens died there, or?
no, probably the ancients maybe. Or no,
Yeah.
probably. I mean, because these names are probably not from the ancients. These are probably people in
No.
the Sea of Thieves who've named all the islands,
Yeah.
and they probably just saw a bunch of krakens fall dead skeletons there and just named it that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah.
That's, Occam's razor. That makes most sense. So it's probably that. So Golden Sands. We don't know why it's called Golden Sands. I guess
The
because
sands
the
are
sands are
golden.
golden color.
You're in the shores of plenty. It's bright and blue and it's pretty. It's the Caribbean style.
Oh, that's why Crescent Isle is called Crescent Isle. It's shaped like a crescent.
Are you serious?
No, I'm joking, of course. But yeah, you don't need to. But that's making weird because Barnacle K has 0 barnacles. So and it's also not a K. But anyways.
Yeah.
Anyways, so they're usually pretty easy to guess why the islands are named the way they are. Not all of them. Anyways, Golden Sands. What's so special about Golden Sands?
Oh, I mean, where they had the big parlay is where Ramsey introduced everybody to the new chests and the chains, and then shortly after is where they had the first Kraken attack at Golden Sands, and that's where Ramsey learned the truth of Rathbone's betrayal.
Well, he suspected, to be fair.
Oh yeah.
It's also where Ramsey recuperated after he lost his leg.
Yep.
It's also where he's gotten his back leg.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, nice that bit. It's not that special, but it's nice, And then we go to the shipwreck of the Magpie's Wing. And the Magpie's Wing was the first ship that made it through the shroud. It was a ship of Ramsey and his crew, of course. It sank originally at Golden Sand. However, the shipwreck is located at N13. So how can that happen if it sank at Golden Sands?
I mean, they must have repaired it. They probably rebuilt the Magpie's Wing, just like the Morningstar, because the Morningstar sank during the battle as well. But we later learned that the Morningstar's final resting place was at Boulder Cay.
Yes.
Through the Tall Tales.
Spoilers for Tall Tale 7 and 8, by the way. Yes. We don't care.
So that's probably what happened. They probably just got rebuilt.
Yeah.
And later on.
That's what I feel too. I don't like it, by the way, that they do that. Like, if a ship gets damaged, sure, it gets repaired. But once it got sunk, it's kind of done.
Yeah.
I feel like it. But it's not how the story treats it. Like, if the ship sunk, especially in the early days, it could be recovered and repaired again. And that's what, we have to assume that happens with the Magpie's Wing.
Yeah, but does the Magpie's Wing actually? I'm thinking about it again. Does the Magpie's Wing actually sink after that battle?
Good one. Like, I don't know 400%. Let's just keep it at the fact that it was badly damaged.
Okay.
And then it got repaired at Golden Sands, and after that it got sunk for good at N13. You play the first Tall Tale for that story, but its final resting place is at N13. After that, we have to assume that Ramsey built another ship. It's not Athena's Fortune yet, because his second ship was Magpie's Fortune, which is really confusing because it really sounds like Magpie's Wing.
Yeah.
But hey, why not? Let's make it a bit confusing. So his second ship was probably Magpie's Fortune. And where did that ship end up?
So we see that ship on the maiden voyage. On what was the name of the island?
I think it's Old Sailor's Isle. Yeah, Old Sailor's Isle. It's called.
Yeah, that's where we see the Magpie's Fortune is the wreck of that on that island.
Yeah.
So he must have made it afterwards and before Athena's Fortune. Yeah.
Again, there's nothing about Magpie's Fortune in the novel. It's just, we get certain clues about what happened to the ship, so that's why we make these assumptions.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you think he sailed this Magpie's Fortune to Old Sailor Isle? Was there something for Ramsey to do, or did he want to make a cool hide out there, or what do you think?
I think he wanted to make it cool. I think he wanted he probably wanted a stopping point that was right before the shroud to assist sailors, just as that's the point of it now, is to assist you in the Sea of Thieves. So
Yep.
I'm guessing if they build upon the the lore of this, that's what its purpose would serve for. That's what Ramsey, he had that created. He had his that ship was shipwrecked there or something, and that'll just be the final stopping point for a crew before they entered the Devil's Shroud from that direction.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. That does make sense. And he built a third ship too,
Yeah, Athena's
which
fortune.
is Athena's fortune. Again, it sounds like Magpie's fortune too. So, oh man, he's really stuck up on that name,
Yeah,
which is even shittier for his wife too, because eventually he named the ship after his wife, but it had to be his third ship.
yeah.
Like, what a dick! What a dick! Like, oh, Magpie's Wing song. Ah, we should make a new one. Oh, why didn't you name it after your wife? Nah, I'm gonna name it after my first ship. It's like, it's such a dick. But yeah, I like it. Yeah, so there you go. So Ramsey owned, as far as we know, he owned 3 ships where he was the captain of. So this was really confusing for me when I played the game and didn't read the novel. I was so confused about how can this Magpie ship be
Mm-hmm.
at this uncharted island, but also at the it doesn't make sense. But no, they're 2
Two
different
different
ships, of
ships.
course. I was also thinking like, what's the ship? Who's the captain of the Athena's fortune then? Like, is it Ramsey? But no, his ship was the Magpie's Wing, and I don't get it. But hey, it's his third ship, and yeah, it all makes sense now. So that's good. So, any other locations you would like to discuss?
I mean, Tribute Peak is a big part of the storyline.
Oh yeah, of course. Yep, Tribute Peak, which is of course the final destination of the Shores of Gold, Tall Tale. Yeah, so let's talk about Tribute Peak. Why is that an important location?
Well, first I thought it was cool that them having this in the book tells you that all of this stuff was all planned out, you know.
Yes.
So, but the significance of Tribute Peak is where I think the ancients and the merfolk would have a bunch of stuff there, like a bunch of treasure, and there's huge statues. But
Yes.
according for the lore purpose, that's where the Gold Hoarder ends up. That's where he becomes. That's where Rathbone becomes the Gold Hoarder,
Yeah.
and plays a
That treasure
significant
chamber
role.
has a lore given name, by the way. It's called the Belly of Gold.
Oh yeah, Belly of Gold.
Again, very original name, but I do like it. It's called the Belly of Gold.
Yeah, I say that in my Tall Tale 9 how-to guide. I call it the Belly of the Gold.
Oh, nice. Was
Yeah.
that an accident, or did you know it was called the Belly
No,
of
I
Gold?
knew it was called the Belly of Gold. I don't
All
know
right,
from what.
nice. Yeah, folklore.
I don't know. I don't know if it was from it.
Because as far as maybe it wasn't the Tall Tale somewhere, but I learned
I
it
think it
through the
probably
novel.
was.
It was called The Belly of Gold. The fun thing about Tribute Peak is, well, a lot of fun things, by the way, because in the beginning, it wasn't, the Shroud did not hide it. It was open to sail through. It was part of the wilds,
Part of the
actually.
wilds. Yeah.
Yeah, they talked about it like it's an island in the wilds. It's an island in the wilds.
Mhm.
And when you look at it on your map, like, to be fair, it's kind of
It's pretty
between
far
the
from the wild.
Devils and the wilds. But yeah, I know it's
Yeah.
still pretty far from it. So I don't know. And I think the developers didn't really know where to place Tribute Peak. They always thought it's going to be near the wilds, and then they did the Devil's Roar, which doesn't get hinted at all in the novel, by the way.
Nope.
As far as I can tell. So maybe they thought, oh, we'll place it next to the wilds, that Tribute Peak, and then the Roar came, that took the place, and then they couldn't really fit that island because they wanted to hide it. So it was a real surprise when you got there that it was this really big, massive island with nothing to do. But that's another topic. That was fine. That was fine. It was cool. Called Telltale. So I think that's the reason. Like they planned to get it close, but it wouldn't make. They wanted to make it fit the Telltale more, like the sense of discovery of that island, and that's why they placed it a bit more in the corner. At least that's my the way I
Yeah.
look at it. How do you feel about it?
Yeah. And they purposely, like when they introduced the Devil's Roar, when you first look at the map, you're like, why is it on the right but
Yeah,
down?
yeah,
So obviously, so they could
yeah.
fit Tribute Peak in the top right corner.
Yeah, indeed. Which is, it was cool that they planned ahead. Also with that statue too, because in the novel they reached the Valley of Gold thanks to that statue that has fallen over.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think they already designed the island by then, or that they went from the description of the novel?
I think
Because
I
that was
think they
way
had
before that Telltale,
yeah, I think they had
the
just had
book.
high level ideas of what it would look like, because in the book, well, I guess it goes on the other story, but they describe opening up the door as like cranking a wheel, instead of like in the
Yeah,
game it's a lever that you pop that opens a
yeah,
stone door. um
yeah.
so I think it was probably bits. I think they probably had an idea, and then the book took from that idea, and then of course the final product was the final product of the idea.
Yeah, no, that's true. Which is really good how, well, it's really nice to know how much stuff they plan in advance. And there's more stuff in this novel too that wasn't in the game when the novel got released. Like there's talk about Chests of Rage too.
Yep.
I don't know if you caught that, but
Yeah.
they actually have Chests of Rage. They also have harpoons
Mm-hmm.
as well. And that stuff was not in the game back then, not at all. That came way, way, way later.
Yep.
So it's cool. Yeah, and there's other stuff too, but we'll get to that when we discuss the possible future content. Um, so another interesting thing about Tribute Peak is that most of the traps there were made by the Gold Holder Rathbone, but the bridge over there was built by Ramsey. So people
Mm-hmm.
know the reason why he built the bridge was so people could go on an adventure and and kill Rathbone, which is
Beat him up over and
like,
over again.
again, he's such a dickhead. He's like, he goes to Rathbone, he's like, oh, I'm the Pirate Lord, look at me, I'm still alive, and you're here with all your treasure, being lonely as shit. And you know what? I'm gonna build a bridge to your lair so people can kill you. He's such a dickhead. But that's exactly what he did. He got all people together, all of his pirate folk, big alliance, went over to the Tribute Peak just to build a bridge so people could kill Rathbone in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So weird.
But which bridge is it?
Which is funny too. When you kill the Golden now, or whenever I find a Golden skull or steal it, I'm like, this is the skull of Rathbone I'm holding right now. This is not just a random skull. It used to be a person. I sympathize with him. Anyways,
Which
yeah,
bridge is it?
that's just what I want to ask you. Because he talks, the bridge is built by the use of harpoons too. Slight spoiler for Larina's story. She encounters the bridge that was built by Ramsey. However, I
Oh, it's no
struggled
more.
to think of that bridge.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe it's not there
because
anymore.
it broke down
That's right.
thanks to Larina.
Yeah.
But still, there should be. I think it's
Remnants.
just before some of the traps, some of the sauce.
Yeah, you're right. It probably extended over that entire room.
Yes.
That first big room you enter, and you go to the left, and you go through the first set of traps. Then you reach, it hits your first checkpoint, and then or second checkpoint, and then you go over that bridge. But that wasn't probably the bridge. It probably went over the entire room.
Yeah. Well, apparently that bridge also made it that you could avoid a lot of traps, because again, Ramsey is such a dickhead. He went to Golder and said, you thought I went through all your traps, but I took a shortcut. Fuck you. I didn't do them at all.
Yeah, so yeah, it probably did go across that whole room.
I'm speedrunning this lair of yours.
Yeah.
So, oh my god, he's sassy sometimes. Well. Anything else you want to talk about Tribute Peak?
No, I just think it's probably one of the best things made in the game, even though it's only been utilized for like one purpose. I wish they could expand.
As far as we know, yeah, I think so too. They should, like, there's so much lore about it, and They don't really dive into it. Like I was hoping for a lot of lore of the ancients,
Yeah.
but we don't get it at all.
No.
At all. We only know that there used to be people and they lived in harmony with the mermaids, and they had a bunch of treasure which you can now collect. That's about it. That they
Hmm.
made paintings, but again, that's stuff you can already guess from just playing the game.
Yeah.
My theory is that they did it on purpose. That they don't want to expand that lore because it's just an ancient civilization, and they want to keep it a mystery. Because in the novel too, when you read about it, they're pirates, and the reason why they like the Sea of Thieves is because it's so unexplained. There's so much mystery, and they want to keep it that way because they like the uh, feeling that science did not explain everything in that part of the world. And that's kind of the allure that Sea of Thieves have. And explaining the ancients would also take away the mystery. And so that's why I think it's the reason why we don't get a lot of lore about the ancients.
Yeah, that may be it. I mean that. Yeah, yeah. No, I like that answer actually. It keeps that mystery, and then they don't
Yeah.
actually have to go into and explain it. They could let the users.
No, that's not the story of the game.
Yeah.
So it's about the pirates, not about the guys who came before.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about Tribute Peak?
No, I just like it a lot and wish they did more. Wish there was more added to it.
Yeah, me too. All right. So, oh no, I want to say one more thing. Just going to mind, Brixby Sloop is there.
Yeah.
So it's in the Tall Tale. It's easy to miss too because you don't need to visit it for the Tall Tale at all. You can find one of the journals there, I believe. But yeah, Brixby Sloop that does appear in the novel as well is on Chip Peak.
Yep.
So let's go to the next segment, and that it's probably the most interesting one. It's the possible future content, and this can be really interesting. Some of the stuff I've written down comes from Larina's story. If I'm being honest, I didn't feel like searching from which story I took my notes from, so there's some overlap, but oh well. So let's talk about magic altars first, because apparently there are magic altars that were being used to create magical artifacts.
Yeah, I think you see these altars around
Yes,
underwater. I think at one
I
point
think
they were
so too.
speculated as like teleportation devices. I think from Falcor.
Yeah, but that's always that speculation that's based on nothing. Sorry, I mean, it's it's like, oh, that's interesting. Whether you get it, I got it from a video of Falcor, and like, oh, okay, but he's the only one who thinks that way. Yeah, he's the only one that thinks that way. Oh,
Well,
okay,
but he,
all
I
right.
mean, he's saying everything is all speculation anyway. So yeah, he's just throwing out ideas.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. But stuff like that feels, yeah, no, I can kind of get it, but it goes a bit too far. The leap for me is a bit too far because the novel tells us there are magic altars. They were used in conjunction with the mermaids to create magical artifacts, and then they give some examples of what those artifacts could do. Ramsey tells us later in another chapter, by the way. So it was kind of neat to make the connection because some artifacts can be made that can heal people, that can calm the seas, or pull shipwrecks out of the seas. Those are the examples given. So there's no talk about teleportation or anything. So I keep the speculation a little bit reasonable, but that's just me. That's just me. So how do you feel about those properties?
No, I think it's cool, and I think if they introduce some stuff into the game, that would be neat. I don't know
Will we
about,
get that?
huh?
Will we get artifacts that can heal people?
I don't know
Do you
about
think
healing
that's
people just because we have food that does it, so it's just a mechanic
yeah
that's probably not needed. But like stuff where you could pull a shipwreck out of the sea, that'd be cool.
yeah that
I
would
mean,
be cool.
you get sunk and you have like maybe it's like a 20-second timer to conjure this thing to get your ship back up. But if you get interrupted, game over. The ship's gonna be sunk. Something like that. I don't know.
That would be a good idea actually, because if you sank, I don't know, a lot of people still still sink in this game because they bump into an island and forget to repair or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see a ship sinking, like, oh shit, I can use this artifact and it needs to load for 20 seconds. That's fine, then it saves you a trip. back to your mermaid and to the island saves about 10 minutes, so that's good. But if you're in combat, you can't do it because people will just kill you when you try to do that.
Yeah.
So it must be visually really noticeable too if you implement like that. So like the enemy could see you doing it. Like it should be like a big
Yeah.
glowy
Yeah.
light or
Yeah.
something like that.
So
Otherwise, it
people
could
can
get
take
abused.
advantage. Yeah, but something
Yeah,
like that would be kind of cool if they introduce
yeah,
more.
that's
You know, if they
interesting.
go down that route of the magic in the game and the mermaids and all that kind of stuff, that would be
Mm,
something kind of neat. Maybe like
yeah.
a just like
See,
a
that's
time
interesting.
limited thing. You know.
Yeah, yeah, that's interesting. I wasn't even thinking about it that way. I was just more thinking about a way like in a tall tale that there's a tall tale where you need to put a shipwreck out of the
Oh,
sea
that's
for
cool too.
some
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah.
And then you have this nice visual because sometimes I feel like it could use a bit more of those big
Moments. Yeah.
set pieces, bit moments, and yeah, it doesn't have that enough. Like the Tall Tale has some of that stuff, but it's always structured in a way that you it's when Ramsey tells a story, right? You can just sit back and it's always a quiet moment when something happens. It's visual, nice to look at, but it's not like a big set piece moment like and pulling a shipwreck out of the sea would be. So yeah, I don't know.
I,
You feel the same or?
Well, no, I mean, I think it would be cool to implement into a tall tale. That would be neat. I mean, it's like,
I
like I don't know if this is exactly what you were referring to, but I really like how they
Mhm.
changed up when you're traveling through the shroud. Your shroud breaker now dings. I mean, before this never happened. You get the dings as the rubies or the gems start lighting up, and then all of a sudden that you know Super Saiyan like thing starts glowing at the front of the bow of your ship.
I
That's
hate
like,
that effect.
you hate it?
Yeah, it covers up the island.
Well,
It's like,
yeah.
all right, nice effect, but now it's good. I want to park my ship, but it keeps going, going,
I
going,
thought it
going
was I
until
thought it
you're
was
really
super
close to the
cool.
shore.
Yeah, well, the
I always feel
shroud is
different about it.
right. Is right on the edge of it as well, right on the edge of the shores of gold. So if you barely get out of the shores of gold, you're back into the shroud. But when they first introduced the Tall Tale 9, the Shores of Gold, like that wasn't there. That effect, that stuff, I think it's so cool. And the ending, with the Ramsey thing was there was no backdrop. It was just Ramsey. And you didn't get the whole big backdrop with the stars and all that kind of stuff, which is I think super cool. But yeah, pulling a ship.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. But I never really experienced it. I saw clips of it, but I already finished all my Tall Tales by then when they added those visual elements
I went
to it.
back to do
Yeah,
it
I think I
again.
watched your clip when you did it.
I went back
You did
and
it
do
with
it again.
Slim Shanty, right? Didn't you?
No.
Oh, right.
I did one with
then.
one of my coworkers, but that's when I originally finished it. But then in my Christmas video, there's clips of it.
Oh yeah, I thought I saw it through your channel or something like that. Oh well, I've seen it from my crewmates too. It does look cool. It does look cool.
It's super cool.
The last time I was at the Church of Gold, I just went fishing while my crewmate finished the Tall Tale. I wanted to get all my Ruby Splash Tails. It was a Hunter's Hall event back then. Oh well.
I went to try to climb the tallest peak that I could for like cinematics, and I brought with me a Reaper's Bounty and a Reaper's Chest, and I left them on that wooden bridge on the outside.
Doesn't it disappear then? Like, I mean,
I'm
it doesn't
sure
get
over
marked
time.
on the map.
I'm sure over time.
It doesn't get on the map, right? If it's in the shroud, like a Reaper's Bounty or something like that.
Oh, I think it is. It was on the map.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, it was my mistake.
It was 100% on the map because I remember looking at the map, making sure that it can distinguish that there was two separate chests, but I put them too close together where it did not distinguish that.
All right. Cool. Anything else you want to add to the artifacts, because that was our original topic?
No, I think it would be neat if they added stuff. I guess it would make sense to be part of like a Tall Tale.
Yeah.
And then maybe,
I mean, one of the artifacts is the Reaper's Mark, right?
Yeah, but that's weird
We,
because
we can assume that that's being
was
created thanks to
created
the
from
altars.
the yeah, but the what's weird about that is the Reaper's mark on Ramsey's neck allows his ghost to be in the real world, but the Reaper's mark as we know it as players is a flag that shows everybody where we're at. So why do they have the same name?
It feels like it's just a coincidence, like they didn't thought it through.
Could be
because the Reaper's mark was not a thing when the novel was written. Like the flag was not a thing when the novel was written.
Are you sure about that? Yes, it was.
When was the Reaper's mark introduced then? Wasn't that when the cursed balls were introduced?
Yeah, and that's before the
novel
came out.
No,
that was in August of 2018. The novel came out in October of 2018. I think the Reaper's mark was.
So it's not that far from each other.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
but what would be the point? Because he still wears it, right? When you go to Ramsey, you can see him wearing it. So that's quite nice actually that they've done that. So it's not a novel only thing. No, it's really part of the entire story, which is really cool. But what would be the reason then to name it the same?
Like,
why would you name that artifact and the flag the same? Because the Reapers, as we now know, are a faction, which we didn't know in the beginning. So yeah, maybe they're all connected to the faction, to the Reapers faction, and yeah, but why do you both of them call it a mark? Reaper's mark. Why don't you call it the Reaper's amulet then?
Sounds like Ramsey is heading up the Reapers faction.
I knew it. He's a dick, so I wouldn't be surprised.
To take out Flameheart.
and by the way, it's not written what's the word? Ambiguous? You need to help me out. It's not written
ambiguous?
Ambiguous. It's not written ambiguous. So
ambiguously.
Let's make this clear. Ramsey is written as a protagonist in the novel, of course, and he's a good guy. So there's no question about that. I personally feel like he's a lousy husband and a bit of a dick and a hypocrite. But he is meant to be the protagonist, so he's not like a secret villain or anything like that. No, he's definitely the good guy in the story.
Yeah.
Just so we're clear on that. So he's not going to be a Reapers, but still, it's the amulet's called Mark and the flag's called Mark.
There could be a connection.
All right. Well, let us know in the comments if you think you found it. So let's talk about Cursed Chest now, because like I said before, the Chest of Rage is in the novel way before it got into the game. And there's also another cursed chest. Like, of course, there's the crying chest, the chest of sorrows in the game, but there's also the puppy chest in the very last chapter. It gets. Well, I call it the puppy chest.
Yeah.
I call it the puppy chest because, and I quote, "It's a cursed chest that wriggles, moves, and hops around like a puppy."
Oh, it says puppy?
This sounds so cute. It sounds so cute. And that's why I call it puppy chest. Okay, so it wiggles and moves around and hops around like a puppy. I think the chest of 1,000 grog was also mentioned in the books. I think one of them actually walks with it and has a hard time walking with it. The shipwright, yeah. And eventually he managed to get it back and he gets all the gold inside it, which was nice. But yeah, the puppy chest. Do you think we're going to get it?
They've introduced a lot of stuff that's in the book, like the Chest of Rage was in the book. So yeah, maybe we'll get something fun like that.
Yeah, it sounds like fun. Would you a chest that acts like a puppy?
Yeah, they're like just it'll be hard to catch. Maybe harder to catch than a chicken, and maybe there's a chance that it jumps out of your hands while you're running with it. Something like that.
Yep. It's going to be fun for the first 2 weeks, and then it's going to be annoying. Yeah, but that's fine. That's kind of the point of Cursed Chest.
Where do you store it on your ship? It's going to jump overboard.
Watching it. You need to buy a leech.
Yeah.
So yeah, puppy chest could be a thing, and that's about all the Cursed Chests, right? So we had 2 existing and 2 new ones. Which one of the new ones is already in the game, and the puppy chest is not. Is that correct?
I believe there's 3 in the game. The grog.
Yeah. I said two that were in the novel were part of the game. One that but later and one that still needs to be in the game. So let's talk about the pearls again. Let's slightly touch upon it. Do you think we're gonna get them, like the
I don't
earrings?
know.
Sorry, the pearl earrings.
The earrings more likely. I think the earrings could play a part in a tall tale, something like that, where you can put them on and maybe you can hear music or something that'll help you solve a tall tale. I think that would be really cool.
I would be. Do you know the painting, the girl with the pearl earring?
Like a real life painting or in the game?
Yes, the real life
No.
painting. It's it's painted by Vermeer, which is a famous Dutch painter. Is really one of the most famous paintings in the world. But anyways, it's called The Girl with the Pearl Earring. I thought it was nice because it's also a girl who put the pearl earring in the novel. So I don't know if that's a hint
It could
to
be
the
a reference,
painting,
yeah.
but I kind of liked it because it's not Ramsey that does it. It's
Mercia.
Mercia. Do you think we're gonna get magic pools where mermaids will appear,
I'm
or
sure.
just magic pools in
Yeah.
general?
Yeah. I'm sure that's probably a given. When and if they ever introduce a mermaid storyline and we go to like some underwater place or underwater caverns, I'm sure that's going to be a given. There's going to be like
Yeah,
big pools,
I think that would
magical
be a
pools.
place to communicate with mermaids. Would make sense gameplay wise. So you can have like a region or a part of the game that's only accessible for people who are doing the tall tale, so other people don't bump into the mermaids, so it can still be a surprise for them. So yeah, I feel like that's definitely a possibility. Magic pools that we're gonna have. Do you think we're gonna meet up with Jim's cronies too?
No, I don't think so.
No, no, they're named in the book. Like, well, they don't have names, but they're mentioned in the book that Jim also. Well, of course he needs to have a crew, right? So, and they don't have any roles. They're just mentioned, and apparently he has this little gang, and they're called Jim's cronies in the book. But yeah, don't think they will appear again at all.
No.
Let's see. Yeah, mermaids we kind of discuss all we need to discuss. And if you guys think we're talking too little about mermaids because kind of like a big subject, again, it's mentioned in the book, but there's very little. They interact with it, but still we get very little information about mermaids. Yeah, something about ships because decorating your ships with paintings. We talked about this when we discussed the Pirate Emporium. But they mentioned it in the book too. Do you think we're gonna have the option to get paintings on our ship?
Maybe, but I would. I don't know. Maybe
Would you want it?
I don't think I would care that much.
Yeah, it's like a novelty when
Yeah.
you just get introduced and you
Yeah.
look at it for a minute. You say, "Hey guys, I got this painting of Captain Blubber. Come look." And they're like, "Captain who?"
Yeah.
And then they see it for a minute, and then it wears off the novelty. So, but maybe I think they have better things to do with their development time. Like maybe new hull types, because there is a ship with a reinforced hull. They reinforce it with steel. So do you think that's going to be an option that we can do later?
I hope so. Oh, you mean like reinforce and armor?
Well, just make it sturdier with thanks to the addition of steel at the front.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, that's
how
how
would
it's described in the novel, right?
Yeah, but how would I mean, who gets to have that? Or maybe you have it during events, like during a tall tale, you get a special ship that has extra. Yeah, I could see that. I can't see that being an option for people in the world, because then everybody would just be running reinforced ships.
Yes.
But yeah, during like
well,
a tall
maybe
tale
it
or
would
something.
slow you down, right? That could you can have steel in your ship, so you don't get holes at the front, but you are slower.
Yeah.
You could like you could opt for 2 or like 4 cannons on a galleon, but you will be faster. Like stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's how I'm thinking they could implement it.
I think it would be best in a tall tale.
Yeah, I think so too.
You're going up against some AI
so
threat and you have a reinforced boat.
Yeah, if they were ever going to do ship customization like that, they would already have done it. I think it's a bit too late to implement a gameplay mechanic like
Yeah, it
that
would
now.
change so much. But
yeah, presets on the other hand, come on, Rare. You've announced it already in the past, like half a year ago. Come on, we want presets for ships and cosmetics in general. All right. So let's get more into food, because cooking is hinted in the novel.
Mm-hmm.
Is one of the things that came to fruition. But they're also they eat bananas, they drink grog and stuff like that. It really feels like you're reading the game. But they also drink wine and beer. They also eat ship's biscuits, which I'm a bit surprised that aren't in the game. That feels, piratey and navally to me, so to say. So yeah, no ship's biscuits. They also eat potatoes, and they make stew. So do you think those food items will have a appearance in the game?
No, I think there's quick answer. No, I think that there's already so much in the game that
Mhm.
they would have to redo all the numbers if they introduce more
Yeah.
things.
Mhm.
And it's just, yeah, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, you're probably right. I do hope ship biscuits make an appearance, because that sounds something that pirates would eat when they're on the open seas.
Yeah,
I don't know if it would be a special type of food or just replenished like 10% or half or something like that. I don't care. I want my pirate to eat ship biscuits. It's as simple as that. So there is talk about skeleton lords in the book, and there's
yes.
also talk about skeleton lord ships, like skeleton lords owning their own skeleton ship. Do you
Mm-hmm.
think we'll get them, or do you think that was a hint to the skeleton ships we've already gotten?
Probably that we've already gotten. But they do. That's a big. So they do mention. So the biggest takeaway from the book is that there's no Flameheart in this book.
Yeah,
When he's been the
I was
focal,
surprised by that too.
when he's been the focal point of what we've been doing for a very very long time. But there's no mention of it. All they mention is throughout the years there were skeleton lords that popped up, and obviously Flameheart's one of them. But for us, I think we'll just get like skins like that we have now.
Hmm.
Are you,
What do you mean skins?
like cosmetics
For?
for the skeleton ships, like the Bone Crusher set.
Oh no, I was talking about enemy skeleton ships.
Oh, just in general, just those being in the game introduced.
Yeah, because yeah. Sorry, let me dial back a little bit. I was just in the novel. There's talk about skeleton lords
Mm-hmm.
and skeleton lords having their own ships.
Yeah,
So my question to you is: do you think we will get it in the game, or do you think that's already in the game
as what
with
we have.
skeleton
Oh
ships
yeah,
we
yeah.
already
No, it's
fight?
probably already in the game. I mean, because traditionally in the game they did not want to bring in AI threats.
Hmm.
That was the original view of the game, or at least one of
Was
them.
it because they
Yeah,
talked about adding AIs like the Megalodon and in the earliest roadmaps,
no,
even before the developer updates?
no. Well, that's kind of stuff. But for ships, they
All right.
specifically said that we wanted every ship that you see across the ocean to
Mhm.
be an actual player.
Hmm.
They specifically said that, and then
Yeah, but they didn't do that
they
because we're
went back.
skeleton ships
Yeah,
now.
yeah, they went back on it, and they created
Thank
the
God
skeleton
they
ships.
did. I mean, I do like the skeleton ships. I do like the addition of having an NPC ship to fight.
Yeah,
But you don't think there's going to be a variation of that, like a
there
ship
could
that's
be.
actually owned by a skeleton lord?
Like,
That's a bit
yeah,
harder
yeah,
to
yeah, there could
sink.
be. Like,
Hmm.
maybe when we eventually do fight Flameheart or something. Yeah, maybe there's something
Hmm.
like that. That would be neat.
All right. Yeah, let's see. I kind of feel like we don't get it.
Oh,
I
really?
think they want to. Yeah, I don't. I think we have the skeleton ships now, and then they're just going to go to the other thing and not really go back and redesign that,
Mm-hmm.
but more focus on getting us new content. Maybe because what they done with skeleton forts I really liked, because in the early days of Sea of Thieves, you fought a skeleton captain at the end. Nowadays you fight a skeleton lord at the end,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is really nice, because it always felt like it should be, a big boss at the end instead of just a captain. So yeah, maybe I get back to that. Maybe they are gonna do a skeleton lord and skeleton ships, even though I don't really know how that can work.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe we'll see. Um, All right, so let's bundle this together, and that's all the other animal types that are in the novel but not in the game. And I am talking about boars. There's so many boars in this game, so many references. I don't think they see any boars, but they talk about it, right? Like we don't get any visual on boars. Is it true?
Doesn't somebody get chased?
Yeah, maybe you are right. Like it was in my notes that why are there boars in the novel and not in the game? So you could be right that there was an appearance of a physical boar in the game. And other physical appearances of other animals are beetles and weevils, which I had to look up what a weevil is because I didn't know that word, but now I do. Lizards and rats. No mention of crabs whatsoever, by the
No.
way, at all. And there's also talk about leviathans, but I think that was before they met the Kraken. So
Yeah.
I think the leviathan is just the unknown word for the Kraken they later discover. So do you think any of those animals will make an appearance in the game?
Not as like the only thing would be that I could just think of maybe like lizard. I mean, I think all of them could make an appearance in the game, but as just regular roaming NPCs that you really don't have, like there's like a butterfly,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, I
maybe
hope so.
rats. And if you eat them,
Yeah.
possibly get sick or get health or something, something like that.
Yeah, now I think rats should be on your ship that can appear out of nowhere. I don't think they should influence your ship or your supplies in any ways, like purely as a visual thing, right?
Yeah.
And if you have a cat, the cat can chase the rat, like stuff like that, just a novelty to look at. Kind of like how the seagulls and the fish are in the game right now, right? So it's just
Yeah.
just to
Yeah.
make the
Just like
world
that.
feel more alive. I think boars. I think they could attack you, or they could decide to run away. And beetles and weevils, just like visual thing, because there are paintings not only of boars but also of beetles.
Scarabs and
There's
stuff.
there's
Yeah.
even a statue of beetle too in the game. Same with lizards. There are paintings of
Yeah.
lizards too. So all those animals that appear in the novel, there are already paintings one in the game too. So I like that.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
think it
maybe
would
I
be a
would
neat
hope so.
touch if they added that kind of stuff in the game. Like just scurrying around the islands and stuff. That'd be cool.
Mm. We talked about it in when was it? Stuff content to come in that podcast, which is a great podcast by the way. You should listen to it. Once you're done with this one, um, but we talked about the parrots. Like in the beginning of the game, you had the flocks of parrots that were just chilling on the ground, and then you walked with your pies, and they flew all away in a kind of flock or a
Mm.
pandemonium,
Yep.
if we want to use the if we want to call it really officially the pandemonium of parrots. So yeah, stuff like that adds to the game, and yeah, just add it. Just nice. Do you think we get other leviathans? Like obviously, it's probably hinted at krakens in the novel, but do you think we get something else that appears out of the sea, like a sea snake or something like that?
Well, I mean, I hope so. Yeah, it probably
Yeah.
would be cool because it gets kind of old knowing that as soon as a world event goes down, a Kraken's going to come.
Yes.
So maybe it would be cool to switch it up with some other type of Leviathan type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally agree with that. I other stuff, and this is more of tools. Fuse wire. We have Wrath. I think it was Wrathbone that uses fuse wire. Axes are being used in the game. Lockpicking is used by Briggsy. We have pipes, smoking pipes, and we have fiddles. So, do you think any of those items will make a appearance in the game?
Pipes, 100% no.
Yes, I agree with that. It's what 13 plus game, so they're not gonna promote tobacco.
Yeah. Lock
Yeah, so
picking,
that's out of the question.
maybe for tall tales. Fiddles, yes.
Yes,
Axes, maybe. I don't know.
maybe not as a weapon.
No, maybe as
Not
like
as a
as a
weapon.
tool, maybe to help board, like a boarding axe. I know Fuzzy Bond did a video on this a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe like you can use it to pry open planks that have been put to plug holes, something like that.
All right. Anything else that you want to talk about that was mentioned in the novel that could appear in the game?
Not that I can think of. I just want to know where these
Hmm.
locations were in the novel.
Locations like?
Like just like the underwater cavern.
Oh, the pool and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know it too. Hopefully we'll get it. And hey, if you listen to this and they add it to the game, you can say, hey, I heard Uniball and Captain Blubber talk about it in that podcast like half a year ago, and now they finally added it.
Boom.
So yeah. And there's also a lot of stuff that has already gotten into the game. Kind of addressed it before, like the harpoons, chest of rage, cooking. No mention of any brigantines, so I feel that's something they didn't plan for at all.
Yeah, they
but
didn't.
just really got in there because people really wanted the 3-player ship, and then they did. All right, we're gonna do it. So thanks for that, Rare. Like I prefer the galleon because I just like to play with a big crew. But yeah, the brigantine is certainly nice. So, as a conclusion, how do we feel about Ramsey's story?
I like it. I think it answers lots of questions, but it's still
Yes.
there's a lot of things still left unanswered.
Yeah, which is fine. I still feel like it answers more questions than we get.
Well,
Like we
like
yeah,
what?
well we still have questions about Fairy of the Damned and stuff like that. And even this game, it doesn't explain that much about Fairy of the Damned, but just the fact knowing that it was always a place, only that the fairy got later. Stuff like that I really like. Just a little bit more information that just makes the context a bit more clear.
Well, yeah, I think it sets it up where there can be another novel for the next 20 years, and that would include Flameheart and all that kind of stuff, and how the Fairy of the Dam got set up, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we do still need to read more. Like, do you think you're gonna dive into the comics?
I already read them, but I think I forgot. I think there was like 4 of them. I think 3 or 4.
Could be. Yeah.
I need to look up on that. But they were cool.
It's a good thing you read them. Actually, are they interesting?
I liked them, and the artwork's really good.
Nice. All right. Maybe I should dive into them too. Let me know, guys, if you if you want more lore podcasts about the novels. Sorry, about the comics books. Hey, let us know. I'll pass the Uniball again. Only we will split the podcast in advance because oh my god, 7 hours already now. Anyways, so we're still not done. So but but the story itself from beginning to end, how do you feel about that? Did you like that?
Yeah. And I mean, I liked it a lot. I liked the format of the jumping back and forth with Lorena's story.
Yeah, it's nice. It didn't need to, because only at the end did the storylines get together. Which is fine. It changes the pace a little bit, leaves you with some cliffhangers, even though they're not really cliffhangers, because you kind of feel where the story is going. But yeah, still it's fine. I really like the fact that it reads like a like you're reading the video game.
Yeah.
Because they feel like they're living in a pirate video game world instead of in a pirate world.
That's true.
Because what do they drink? They mainly drink grog. They even battle snakes.
Yeah.
And they eat bananas to get their stamina back up. And and they also don't like doing cargo missions. So
I know.
So that's so good. It's like,
That's
hey,
funny.
shall we do gold orders or merchant? Nah, the merchant lines. Let's do gold orders. So yeah, I like that. So yeah. So I hope you, the listener, like this lore heavy podcast. Please consider subscribing, because we took quite some time to get this podcast out of for you guys. And next time we will be discussing the rest of the book, which is about Larina, and she's the founder of the Bilge Rats. So hey, that could be really interesting. So hey, subscribe if you don't want to miss that podcast. All right, but we're not done yet with this podcast, because last podcast we didn't do the message in the bottle, and we're going to do that now. And in the message in the bottle, we read the comments from the previous podcast, and we answer all the questions we can find. So let's get into the questions. And the first questions are from Oinarrow. And his first question is, what piece of music would you like to see turned into a shanty? He said mine would be the Wild Rose theme. So what would you like to see turned into a shanty?
Okay. No, that's a good one. That's a really good song. That should be 100% a shanty. If I was to answer the
Anything
question,
else you would want?
no, that's a good one. So recently I was listening to the Sea of Thieves music on Spotify, and that one's just really good.
I don't know how it goes actually. It's been a while since I played that Telltale.
The original,
That's the one from the music book. That's right. That's the one he's talking about, right?
yeah, I guess so. Let me see. What's the song's actually called?
Are you looking it up?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's called The Wild Rose. Yeah, that one would be good. That's a good shanty song.
Right. Yeah, if I want to, like, my answers are so predictable. I want the old rare music to make a reappearance in the pirate theme. I mean, they've done a lot of pirate stuff in their past games, like a lot of pirate stuff. And yeah, maybe make it fit Sea of Thieves a little bit more and turn it into a shanty. I would like that.
Yeah.
But that's just me. Apart from that, I don't have any specific wishes for shanties. I'm still so happy with the ones we've gotten with the last update.
Mm-hmm.
There's a slew of new ones. So yeah, and I still need to play them quite a bit because they're not really. I'm still not done with them, so to say. Yeah. All right, his next question is, are there any characters from the books or novels you would like to see make an appearance in the game? If so, how and why? Do you want to take this first?
I guess the big Mercia would probably be the one that I would want to see in the game somehow.
For me, it's Sean, obviously.
Yeah.
And maybe they will make an appearance in the game. Who knows?
I hope
It
so.
Would be cool. And all the other characters from the novel already did make an appearance in the game. So hey, there you go. Maybe Rowena, but that's just me naming characters that are not in the game yet. But yeah, just Sean. I want to meet Sean. I want to see his. I want to see his tinkering cave. I want to see that secret location of Thieves Haven. He asks us if we would like to see wild boars as hostile enemies. Well, you already know my answer. It's yes. I would like that. How about you, Uni?
Yeah, that'd be cool. It'd be like a megalodon that is either passive or aggressive.
Oh yeah. No, I agree with that. Yeah. Like
but on land.
Yeah, I agree. Some of them, yeah, indeed. Some of them leave you alone. They do their own thing, and others they feel threatened and they go on the offense. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And you can kill them, and it just turns into pork or something like that. Just don't make it difficult. Just make it like a vicious pig or something like that. So its final one is, people have proposed that a dragon or wyvern could make its way into the game. I don't know who those people are, actually. I really don't. He's asking, do you think this could work, or is there too many things you have to worry about when sailing?
So the game in the Wild store mentions this in the game. But those people are kind of kooky, so you don't know if they're speaking truth or not. So if you go to the wilds and you talk to Emmerich or Jonah, well, I forget who the shopkeep's name is, but if you talk to them both, they well, I think it's Emmerich makes reference to a flying creature like a dragon.
And
could
Jonah, it be a big bird, or is it definitely a lizardy thing?
I don't know. I don't know if the guy's name is Jonah or not. I keep saying Jonah, but it might not be Jonah. But he thinks he's a skeleton lord, I think. So they're kind of crazy. But I think that's where the question may be having its roots from.
Yeah, it could be. I do remember those characters. I've talked to them. Don't remember exactly what they were saying, but I do remember them being a little bit crazy. So yeah, it could be. The thing I was thinking about, like dragons or wyverns, that doesn't scream piratey to me at all. However, I was thinking of Bird Rock. That's a mythical creature from Persia, I think. It's definitely in the 1001 Nights novel. There is talk about that bird, I think, or it was with Sinbad the sailor. Yeah, but those could be the same book too. So, don't know if you know the stories of Sinbad the sailor, Uni.
No, no, I don't.
All right. So that's the connection with piracy because Sinbad the Sailor was an adventurer and he discovered an island and on that island was this mythical creature and it was called Rock and he was a big bird. And so that has some connections with piracy and sailing and flying creatures. So if they were to do a flying creature, I want them to do Bird Rock from Sinbad the Sailor. So yeah, that's my answer. But no, dragons would be terrible. By the way, I don't want dragons in my party game. All right, let's go to the next questions from Isaac James. He asks us, what if during the new events like Ashen Expeditions, in each outpost during the event, the island would be decorated and a notice board would have information on the event. When I say decorate, I mean like for the Ashen event, there could be lanterns in the sky, or for gold, one of the islands would have piles of gold dotted around. So yeah, basically decorations to notify people that an event is going on.
Well, I mean, they've done this in the past on
Yes.
other bigger events, but
hmm
I do think there's probably something more needed, like a notice board or something. I think would be helpful.
hmm
I mean, I know you're supposed to talk to Duke, and then you get all the storyline from it, but nobody talks to Duke, and everybody just sees what he's offering. You don't actually.
yeah.
So maybe I don't know. There could be
Well, and they've
something
done it
there.
with Christmas. There's Christmas decoration, and when it's Halloween, they have some pumpkins laying around. But
When the cursed
that's more
sales
seasonal decoration, right?
Yeah, but when the Cursed Sales
Um,
event came out, they completely redid the
mhm.
outpost.
That was really cool, by the way. So to answer your question, Isaac, yeah, I think they should do that. Depends on what the event is. Like he's talking about Action Expeditions, which happens every Tuesday right now.
Oh, that stuff?
Um,
Oh, yeah, no.
yeah, yeah. So so that's a bit too small, I think.
Yeah, I think
But
there's too much work involved for something that's only going to last for a couple
yes,
weeks and on one day of the week.
yeah. So when you think of the Fortnites too, like they remove them eventually. So I feel like the Action Expeditions is also something that could get away removed from the game later. So I don't think it's really advisable for them to put the effort in making those decorations. And I don't know how hard it is, by the way. I'm not a developer, but for some events, yeah, like please decorate it a little bit more, or make up my I don't know, let people know that an event is going on. I think that's a good idea, especially because a lot of people miss events. Like the way you need to do it now is go to the website, and that's not always clear. They are working on an interface to make it more clear for the game, but that's not done yet. So yeah, so there you go. That's our answer. Yeah, for for certain events, we would like to see that. Yes. We're recording for 7.5 hours now, right?
I don't know.
What if I told you I have at least 10 more questions for you?
No. It's not-
No, we're still gonna do it. We're committed. We're gonna commit it. It's from the Luxter, and of course, I'm gonna answer your questions. He posts a lot of comments on my videos, so of course, I'm gonna do that. So, and we'll go through them quite quickly. You posted a lot of questions. They're all good as far as I can tell, but we'll answer them that's quite quickly. So, yeah, his first question is, can we get a Q&A podcast? Sort of like you live stream on your channel, and you just put answers. You just answer questions people have left in the comments live chat. That's a great idea. I do want to do that eventually, but my channel is not big enough to do that. Maybe when if I shouldn't say when, if I hit, I don't know, 10K or something like that, maybe I would start seriously considering that. I do want it, but we'll see. Like it kind of sucks that Mixer is away. That was kind of like my live Q&A thing. Maybe in the future, we'll see. Second question is, what is another game mode, game type you would like to see added to Arena? I'll go first with this one because I have a few ideas. I want a battle royale. I've said it countless times. I just want a battle royale mode. People kind of hate them that game type, but I think it's for arena it should work. And I want rotations in arena as well, like rotate the different game modes. Give us a old game mode too. That with multiple chests, that was fun. I like the new game mode too, but hey, just give us the variety, like just alternate it. Anything you would like added to arena?
No, I'm now two play sessions in to arena, so that's all I got. 3 wins.
All right. His next question is: do you think the Servant of Flame is Flame or Junior? No, I don't think like that at all. To be fair, I need to read the comic or novel or whatever it is that explains Flame or Junior. I've asked people I sell with what they think, but again, this is from Captain Falcor, I'm guessing. I know he's big on that, but again, he's the only one that speculates in that direction. So yeah, my quick answer is no. My longer answer is I need to dive into the lore a little bit more. What do you think?
Is this asking the Reaper guy if it's Junior?
Yeah, the Servant of the Flame at the Reaper's hideout. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no comment really. I mean, it could be. I mean, there's evidence that it could be, but there's no real. I don't know if there's any like hard evidence I could say.
Yeah, and isn't Flame or Junior? Isn't that a name given to him by the community? That's not his official name, right? People just call him Flame or Junior. He's not even related, like family related.
No,
right?
It's his son.
I thought he was adopted.
Oh well, maybe. See, you know more than me. I don't, if that's true, I don't know.
I saw your question, Luxer, and I asked around in my own crew, so that's how I got my information. But yeah, like I said before, we need to do a little bit more research on that part. And again, for everybody who's listening, let us know if you guys want us to do that. All right, if Rare were to add a crab to the game, should it be a boss, a merchant animal, or a pet?
Be a boss.
All right, I say all of the above.
Yeah.
Why not? I want to fight it. I want to collect. Well, I don't want to collect it, but I definitely want it as a pet. Yeah. So yeah. So, what's your favorite ship in the Sea of Thieves? So not cosmetic. He's asking brick, sloop, or galleon. My answer is galleon. I love people. Like for me, Sea of Thieves is a social game. I just love interacting with my crew. I just love having a good time, joking around. That's Sea of Thieves for me. Even though I can be competitive too, and I like being ruthless in the seas. But biggest draw is just having a good time with your crew. So galleon all the way.
The galleon sucks. Sloop. I've solo slooped most of my Sea of Thieves career.
Because you don't have friends.
I like the challenge.
Not... All right.
No, I think a good sloop. I think a sloop is the hardest ship to sink in the game, and
yes, that's true.
I think a good sloop. And it's you get to see the demoralizing faces of the galleon as it sinks to the little old sloop.
It is fun. Yeah, that's definitely fun. Yep. And I do agree, like out of all the ships, like crew size aside, if you could all be with 4 players, well, of course, you should choose the sloop then. But from ships, like what's the most efficient ship? Yeah, sloop definitely. Yeah. I just like big crew. That's it. So this one, this is a question for you. I'm not gonna even answer this. This is a question made for you. What are your thoughts on a free floating camera recording system to be added to Sea of Thieves, like in Shivers Fortnite?
100%. Like, I mean, there's
you get to elaborate on that?
Oh no, I mean, I would be able to make more cinematic content. There's a lot of things I want to do, and the game is extremely limited. There's very few people utilizing cinematics in Sea of Thieves because I think it's difficult, and we really don't have that many options. Like I film with 2 different characters. That's how I could get my different angles. But yeah, I think I could do a lot with it. Like a lot. Like I'm talking like Matrix type stuff.
Oh, that's good to hear. I would like it too, but I wouldn't use it as much as you would use it. I would just make a few shots. I do have one idea for a music video, but I need a little bit more than just a free floating camera to do that. I need to be in full control of the server. But obviously, why am I talking about that when I've got UNIBALL as a guest? Because he's way better at the stuff than I am.
What?
So, well, you are, or you just have less of a social life, so you have more time to do it. Either it's one or
Right.
the other, right? All right. So, what do you feel in Sea of Thieves right now needs the newest content? I think it's the ocean, since there's really isn't anything to do in it, and the game is called Sea of Thieves. Oh yeah, so he basically is asking, where do you think the game needs improvements? I think it's the ocean, because there's not really that much to do there.
No,
Uh, I, I,
go
yeah.
ahead.
No, you go first. No, you go first. You have an
That's the
answer.
best part of the game. The water. Like that is
Well, visually maybe. Visually
visual
maybe.
everything about it.
Yeah.
It's the freedom of the sea. And it was well executed, and it's just like it looks amazing. That is probably the best part of the game. The sea.
All right. But would you like to see content added to the ocean?
No, I mean, because you're going from island to island, or you're having ship battles. I mean, in a sailing game, it is what it is. You're on the sea. You're sailing, going to point A to
Yeah.
point B.
I agree with that, and I know Luxter. I know you are a solo player, or you sloop a lot. So I guess it's a little bit
Oh,
more
it
boring
does get
if you're a
boring.
slooper.
Yeah. I do understand that. So I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess I understand that viewpoint. But like for me personally, I really enjoyed just kind of chilling and sailing. So yeah, but I do get that. I guess it can be super boring at that point. And what else can you do? I mean, there's fishing and stuff, but yeah. But it would be hard. I think it would be hard to do something too. Like, I mean, I talked
I know.
about it.
I think they should add a sea serpent or something for more variety. But I'm not really that bored during the sailing sections, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I said, I prefer galleon. I sloop a lot too. Don't get me wrong. But for some reason, I don't
I don't
feel
think you've ever
bored.
stepped
Like
foot on a
it's a little
sloop.
bit off time too. I like even after 2 years playing this game, I just like it. Like the quiet moments too. It's part of the game. Sometimes it's annoying when you need to do big distances, but hey, that's what you got your crew for. And just banter and talk, and hey, maybe you see another ship, and it's part of the game. So yeah, I do think more content is good, but I don't feel the need for more content, right? Like maybe in the early days, yeah, the game needed more content for sure. I'm not gonna lie about that at all. It did need more content. But now there's enough. I'm not bored. There's enough content. There's a lot to do. And every month we get even more. So I don't think it needs more. It's just all bonus, all extra for me right now. Do you think our pirates should have voices, like voice lines and stuff, when you read or ask questions to NPCs? I feel like no, because it takes away the uniqueness of your pirate. Like, what kind of like my pirate's gonna have the same voice as not a pirate? No, I'm a different pirate than the person next to me. I want my own voice. There's a reason why your player doesn't talk. It's to promote immersion in the game. It's a lot of games do that. So I don't think we need voice lines. It would be nice to sing, but then you kind of need to record more voice lines, right? Because I'm a fat pirate. Like I want a big booming voice when I sing. And if my voice is like the generic white male voice, I'm just not gonna like it. So I don't feel like we should have that unless they do voices connected to body types and female voices too, because I think they changed it. I have a male character, so I don't know. But in the beginning, like all the grunts that the female character did were the same grunts as male characters, which was super weird.
I think they were.
And I really don't get it. Why did this? Like, you make sure your female sounds like a female, not like a guy. It's so weird. I think they changed it, right? Didn't they change
I
that
think
a
so.
couple months ago? Yeah. So that's not a problem anymore. How do you feel about it? Do
No,
you
they
think
shouldn't
pirates
have
should have a
voices.
voice?
No, I mean you have your own, like, because we have our own voice. If you want to sing, you sing with your own voice. No, the only thing I would want is them have the mouths move when we talk. You see other games do this, like Rust. Your mouths move when you talk.
Oh yeah, that's such a cool feature.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would like that.
I've seen a few gameplay clips. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, for
I
content.
don't know if I would like that. I would like to see them try. That would be cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
would be great for machinimas.
yeah,
Yep.
definitely
Oh
make
no, never
movie
mind.
stuff.
Machinima. I want it. I want it. I want to talk in your videos. All right, let's do more. Should skeleton ships have a limited crew instead of an unlimited one like they have now? This could make for some more fun stuff, like a type of floating fort, where it's the ship and you have to kill all the waves with skeletons on it.
Yeah, like in the current iterations of skeletons now, it should be as it is. But what
Yeah.
the question is inferring could be something cool, like a giant floating fortress or something, or a giant floating huge ship of skeletons that you fight through waves and whatever. I have a feeling the game is going to go towards something like that for like a big event.
Yeah, I something big is coming indeed. So yeah, something like that. Yeah, sure, we want that. Not exactly like you're describing, maybe like a floating fort too, where you kill waves of skeletons. Just sounds like a fort, only it's floating, and that's the only difference. So, but
But if it can
something like that.
move,
Yeah.
I mean, if it can move to different regions, can mean something.
Yeah, because other pirates could get more easily on it, or how are you thinking?
Yeah, there'll be different ways to get on it. There's cannons on different islands that you can utilize for something. There could be all sorts of different things that can happen. But as far as the current iterations, if you killed all the waves, the only thing that I would think would be cool is if like you killed all the skeletons on a skeleton sloop, and then you could take it over for like a time limited thing. And it becomes like a sloop for 10 minutes that you could control or something. That'd be kind of neat.
All right, maybe fun ideas.
Before it slowly sinks. Like as soon as you take it over, it'll just slowly sink on its own, but you have that little bit of time to utilize it.
Sounds interesting. I don't feel like I would want them to put effort in something like that, but I wouldn't complain if they did. So yeah. Do you think it would be cool if Rare made it so that the arena building in Adventure put you into the arena mode if you walk into the doors? It would make a real use for it instead of just being there. Or do you think this could be abused with people running away or leaving their crews? Well, that's a good question, but I feel like there's a reason why you can't walk into a different game mode from Adventure. There's a reason why it's from the menu. It's like it's the access. People would see, that building in Adventure mode, decide to check it out, discover that they get put into arena mode, and then they want to get out again to get back to their ship where the treasure is. So that's going to be troublesome because people are going to do that. And the other way around too, because if you make it an entrance, you need to make it an exit as well. So does it mean that people want to play arena could exit to get into adventure mode? That's all those things you need to think about when you try to make that. However, I would like to see it that the doors would be open and that you could just maybe enter it and just check it around at your own leisure without any other people there, but just an empty arena hub, just you could check out the paintings or stuff like that. I would like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
How about you?
Yeah, that they should do that.
All right,
like 100%. They should do that.
Like I easily, hope we answer your questions to your satisfaction, Lexer. Thanks for posting them as always. See. Do we have any more questions? That's it. Like I love answering questions, but to be fair,
you're gonna have to
quite happy we don't get any more because it's oh my god, I'm tired. I'm worn out from all this podcasting. So to finish off, I might do more lore heavy podcasts in the future. Hopefully, I can convince UNIBALL to get on as well. They do take a lot of preparation and they also take a lot of time to record. But any feedback and suggestions is welcome because we do it because we like to do it, but we also do it because we want to provide good content to you guys. So yeah, let me know if you like the structure of this podcast, if it was pleasant to listen to, or if you would like it otherwise, because I want to make these the best I can for you guys. So let me know. I do read all the comments, even if I don't reply. I do read them all. Believe me, I read them all. Having said that, you can also post questions you would like me or my guest to answer. Just feel free to put that in the comments. At the next podcast, we will answer that. Having said that, if I get too many questions, which has happened in the past, I might do an entire podcast just answering questions. So that could be something I can do in the future. So with that, we've come to the end of the podcast, and oh my god, I really hope you enjoyed this podcast. I really hope. So again, I would like to thank Uniball for spending his precious time with me. Like, come on, dude, you're amazing. Thanks for that. Can you tell the listeners where they can find
Yeah,
you?
you can find me on YouTube, youtube.com/UNIBALL gaming. You just search UNIBALL. I should pop up on there along with some pins.
All right. Yeah, check him out. He's so good. Like, if you're not subscribed to him, just do yourself a favor. Just subscribe to him. His content is. I don't want to say it's better than my content.
It's better. No.
All right, there you go. If you want to see some high quality
It's
stuff on
different.
YouTube,
It's different. What I produce is different. Completely different.
It is different. No, check him out. You won't be disappointed. I promise. So I myself can be found on this very channel you are listening to this podcast on. Please subscribe if you don't want to miss any future podcasts. And like I said before, go to UNIBALL, subscribe to this channel as well. We are going to do an after show. I don't know how long it's going to be, probably pretty short. So if you want a little bit more content from this podcast, you can stay for that. If not, hey, that's fine too. So thanks again to my amazing guest, and I hope you, the listener, will have a great rest of your day. So stay safe, wash your hands, and as always, take care.
Goodbye.
All right, I'm back.
Hello. Yeah,
I'm grabbing a beer.
Huh?
I also have rum in the fridge.
Okay. I don't know how long I can go. I planned this to be 2 hours.
Yeah, it's terrible, right?
Yeah, I was supposed to be done with the grocery store.
I feel sorry, man. I did not anticipate this podcast to be so long.
We just
to think of that, we originally wanted to do both stories in one podcast.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, we need to split it up, and now we need to split it up again. That's crazy, man. That's, oh my god. It's like my entire Sunday too. Like, it's 8 in the evening now. I haven't done anything else except doing the podcast today. That's something. That's devotion, man.
it's crazy.
But hey, thanks again, man. I truly mean that. It's amazing that you stuck around for it.
I know, but I don't think I'm gonna stick around much longer. I gotta go. Well, I mean, I'll stay for like a couple minutes.
All right. Yeah, let's go dive quick into some topics, because hey, there are still people listening to this after show, so let's give them a little bit of content. So one thing I want to talk about is that I'm not really playing Sea of Thieves anymore. I'm playing a lot of Zelda recently. I got a Switch, so nice. I'm still playing Insiders. I've got a lot of people asking me to do a follow-up on my Insiders video, and I get it. I know you guys want that. I want to make it too, but if I make it too soon, then I'll just keep making Insider update videos. I don't want to do that. So you are going to get a follow-up on that video, but it's going to be somewhere next year, probably February or March, when you get the follow-up to my Insiders video, where I'll go over all the rewards you can get. So I'm still playing it, and once I'm done with some games on the Switch, I'll be back to playing Sea of Thieves. I'm still releasing a Sea of Thieves video every week on my channel, so you're not missing any content whatsoever. So, speaking about content, what are you up to, Uniball?
Nothing. I mean, I have some cool, like amazingly cool ideas. But I have no real, I mean, I have a lot of like just highlights. I've spoken to Liquorless about this. There's a lot of content that we've come across in the past, almost like probably month, that hasn't been story worthy, where we could build like a story driven content off of. It's just a lot of kind of highlights. I have a bunch from. I played a handful of Liquorless a lot this week, and
it's nice. He never plays with me. Like never.
Well, sorry. Well, apparently you haven't been playing either, so
that's true.
Who's to blame? Who's to blame?
That's true.
So, and then I have this. Really...
It's good to know that he's still playing a lot, because I see him playing a lot of other games.
Yeah, he was playing Tarkov a lot too. But I have this one game session with Slim Shanty where we basically destroyed a server. But I mean, there's no, I don't know how to build a story off of that. But it's great highlights, like really great highlights.
Why didn't you do that? You've done it before.
Yeah,
I like your highlight videos.
So I might do something like that. I might do. A lot of people ask me about my cinematics, so I might do a quick Q&A and then a quick maybe channel update, because I am moving. So I'm away from where I currently live, and this process during the times that we're in, it will be very difficult. So it's going to take me a long time to figure out this move. So I may be lagging even more on videos.
Oh, then that's fine. To each his own, right? Your like Liquorless releases once every week or 2 weeks.
1 to 2 weeks he tries, yeah.
Yeah, I do one every week. Like I've never missed it. I'm still really proud of that. Even though sometimes you get smaller video like a Sea of Glitches because it's just easy to make, but just how it is. I don't want to miss my schedule. And you are the slowest up. Well, actually, Ulbuk is way slower.
Yeah, he's pretty slow too. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's fine. But when you get a Uniball video, it's like it's really good. So hey, so it's just the type of content creator you are, and it works for you. I think I really feel it does. I don't think you need to apologize to your subscribers for not uploading that frequently, because I think most of them just understand that stuff like that takes time.
Yeah, but I think I
mean that's how I feel.
I could, the last one took me like a full month, and a full month of just going through multiple, just like, I don't know, picking the right music, just formatting the story the way I wanted to format it, and then going through and then filming all the recreations and the trouble that can come with that. Like, because you helped me,
Yeah, I know.
I needed the for the damn key to recreate me jumping off the cliff, and we get jumped by everybody in the server.
They're like, Cozy, can you help us? Can you help me get some clips? You just need to defend me. I'm like, yeah, of course. Nobody's going to go off the Fort of the Damned when we do it. Everybody came that day.
But I was able to get the clips, thank God.
And I was defending it with Frog, and we only had 2 people on the galleon because the other person was your cameraman.
Yeah.
Which is, well, it's basically an NPC that doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And we defended the galleon, just the 2 of us.
I know.
And we sung galleon after galleon while you were getting your clips. Oh my God. And we actually got away with all the treasure too in the end. It was like, how the hell is this possible?
I don't know either.
So that was fun. I was thinking, it was stressful. And I was like, you could do an entire video about us trying to make
I could, but I wasn't recording the whole time. I was only recording, the parts that I needed for my video.
That was a good time, by the way. I really liked that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Just having a goal, just like giving yourself a handicap. All right, it's 2-man galleon. You need to defend Uniball at all costs, and the entire server is going for you. I don't think we even died once.
No, we did. We sank.
Me and Frog were playing our A game that day.
Yeah, but I accidentally sank us at that one point.
Oh, that could be. Yeah, that could be. Already forgotten it.
Yeah, no, but I think we spawned really close and went back.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yep, and we still managed to get it all.
Me accidentally sinking.
It's all good. It all worked out in the end.
It was hard because I'm trying to control 2 different characters and trying to get back to the boat, and then one I'm bringing a keg. I don't know. I figured I could keg the other ship, and then I was trying to. Oh man, trying to play 2 different characters in a battle is not recommended.
No, I get it. It was fun though.
Yeah, it was fun. And I got my clips, which was good. So like, you know, half of those clips of me jumping off the cliff was with a gold hoarder's coin. But you can't really tell because my hands are gold. But the one that I really wanted to show that I had the port key was when swimming towards the camera at the very end. That was really important for me to have. That's why I wanted that. In the hand, because I mean that's actually, I mean that whole everything that played out is exactly how it went down. I jumped off at that exact same point, and just
feels good, right?
Swimming, yeah.
That's a good video too. But yeah. And again, for the people listening to, if you haven't checked out UNIBALL, come on, do it. He's so close to 1K subscribers too, and he deserves it. Let's get him there, guys. Let's do it.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Almost there. But I've had my channel I've had my channel for a long time. Well, compared to like my channel is probably as old as like Fuzzies and Hippos, and they're all at 50K.
Yeah, but it's the type of content they do too, right? Because
yeah, they do a lot of guides and gameplay,
and that's what
mixed.
People
and they're consistent.
Type in like they type how to get good or full guide ancient skeletons, even though it's luck. How to get the sharp ghosts, even though it's luck.
And they've gotten so much better too.
I put it in my latest video too, by the way. Like say, oh, I'm gonna review how to get the sharp ghosts. And it's like you can't. It's just luck. Don't fall for all those thumbnails. And it's true because I hate that type of content. Again, not gonna name names, but there are some big ones who do that type of content. It's fucking terrible. You shouldn't do that. Like make it attractive for people to watch your video, but don't do clickbait. But oh well.
Yeah, I try not to do clickbait. Music video.
No, music video. It's gonna be on your tombstone, man.
Yeah.
And you still didn't change it. I had luck. You still didn't change it.
No.
Which I don't know if it's a good thing, yes or no.
I don't care. It is what it is. It's a freaking music video.
It's too bad. It's still your best video ever made. I feel like, even though your latest videos are really good too. You just have an for that.
That was the longest one. Well, for the length of the video, that was the longest one I ever worked on. For 3 minutes, I spent like 20 hours.
Nice. All right, well, good.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a while for you to upload new content.
Yeah, hopefully I can try to do something soonish that can kind of be like highlights, maybe channel update, just warning everybody, and maybe a Q&A, and just because people ask a lot how I do all my cinematics.
Yeah, what's how are you doing on view hours to get into the
I'm like
YouTube
halfway
program?
through.
Oh god damn it, really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I was hoping that you get more view hours now, so you could get monetized.
It probably went. I mean, it's definitely gone up. I mean, that last video I did has performed. It was probably my best performing video.
Yeah. But it's so weird because for me it was never a struggle. Like I got my hours really early on.
No,
it was just an amount of subscribers. Like I didn't have 1K yet, but my hours is no problem.
Hours is I'm like halfway what I need.
Oh man, it sucks. But not just to get monetized, because let's be fair, I make 10 cents a day, so it's not for the money, but you get other cool features like community tab, and you can interact with your subscribers easily.
I get the community tab at 1,000. I don't need to be monetizing for that, right?
Oh,
pretty
I
sure.
Didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure that's just 1,000
to get those hours too.
I doubt it.
Well, you're probably right. You're probably right.
But we'll see.
You're so close, man.
We'll see.
Close to 1K.
952 right now.
Nice. He's gotten 2 today. That's good.
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
Cool.
You'll be bigger than I am, man. As soon as you hit 1K, you're gonna. At least I hope so.
You get to from a year from now, I'll be at 1 million.
Maybe. I don't think so.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. if they give me custom servers with a spectator camera, game over.
I don't know. I think machinima wise, you're already the best content creator out there. So
I mean, there's some good
you're gonna be
ones.
better than you are right now.
Oh my god, dude, I have so many ideas, like crazy stuff. Like I'm almost at a point where I would just make stories, but not do gameplay based stuff. Just actually make a story.
Yeah. Like what pirate themed or does it fit in Sea of Thieves or is it just
Sea of Thieves.
Okay.
Just make shorts. Good. Like I can make shorts. It would be awesome.
I would be.
But anyways,
I'm excited. I hope you get it. Well, you might get it actually with the talk about private service coming up.
Yeah, I want to see what they're actually doing with that. I would love to see it.
But we'll see. Hopefully, we'll get something soon.
Yeah.
So, anything else you want to discuss in the after show?
No, just that.
Right. I could keep it going for hours, but we're not gonna do that. We've already been recording for way too long. So anybody who's still listening to the after show, hey, thanks for listening to the after show. Really appreciate it. But if we're honest, me and UNIBALL both are so tired right now.
Yeah.
we spent so much time doing this podcast. We're done. We're empty. Our juice is gone.
DUN.
So
done.
We're gonna say I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my beer, and I'm gonna play some Breath of the Wild and tune out. So thanks again for listening to us ramble. Very much appreciated. So yeah, thanks again and take care.
Take care, everybody. Thank you.